Your name and what the Lord has done for you, ma'am.
So my name is Rachel, and I'm new to Canada. Today makes it 6 months that I've been here, but God has been amazing. So I'm going to keep the journey short, even though it's a very long testimony. So February, I got my Canadian passport while I was still in Nigeria to come to Canada. And people would think because of you have a Canadian passport, things are meant to be easy for you to come here. But first of all, getting housing was hard. From February, it took me to October before I could find a house. Helpers will say, okay, we would accept you in. Then all of a sudden, they would just say, we're not accepting you. And I found it very weird. So I joined Koinonia 2023 June after my big mommy died. And I knew that I needed to be close to God. So I started praying. Then I came across the ministry of deliverance. And I started listening. But before then, everybody knew me in my house that I don't sleep. Everybody would be asleep during the night. I wouldn't sleep. I could sleep for I may not sleep for 24 hours, 48 hours sometimes, and it could go on long like that. So after ministry of deliverance, I started praying. Apostle said you can start praying from 10 minutes, it will increase to 30 minutes. From 30 minutes, you never know how long it could increase to. So I kept in that word, and I started praying. And from there, I was able to start sleeping at night. I wasn't scared that I have to leave the lights on or I have to cover my head and do any of that. God took control of that. Then September miracle service, Apostle said every spirit of delay is cancelled. And I really keyed into that one, and I'm like, God, by fire, by force, I must go to this Canada because I have the passport. And God was wonderful. That same first week in October, I got a ticket for an amazing price. I got a house in Canada, and the agent didn't even ask me for my credit score, something that was paramount. He didn't ask me. He just said, you know what, pay and things like that. So that I was meant to travel, let's say, Sunday, and my ticket was ready and everything, but I had a dream, and I saw Apostle in that dream. And he gave me Psalm 3 to read, because in that dream, someone was waiting outside the door with a knife, and I wasn't allowed to go outside. And it was weird, because I could see Apostle standing outside, and I was able to come outside in that dream, and Apostle gave me Psalm 3 to read. Then I read the Psalm 3, and the day of my flight, the agent was like, we made an error. I was meant to fly from Lagos to Abuja, and it was like, he made an error, so he can't do it. I can't go on that same day again, and everything was ready. So I had to leave on Monday. And God has been so grateful. I took my flight, I came here, and I got my house. My roommates were very sweet to me. Things that my agent said there was no bed in the room. And I was like, how am I going to sleep? I came into the house, there was a bed. My roommates were kind enough. They gave me a bed frame. My room was literally set up before I even got there. And God was so wonderful. And now it remains a job. I started praying, I started keying into the word, and Apostle said towards ending of the year service that God would connect us to helpers of men, rooms that we don't have access to. God would open that access to us. Then I did an interview, and I didn't even know the job was going to be a serious job. Me, I was just applying, God, anything that is a good job and I qualify for it, let me be in. So I did the interview. The recruiter was sweet, and she was like, Rachel, would you like to come into the office? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I got into the office, I had practiced overnight, I had what the grace called favor, I knelt down on my bed, and I'm like, God, please just do this. And I went in. God was so wonderful. The interview went well. Every question I had practiced, I got the answer correctly. Then I was about leaving, and I got an email saying that the CEO would love to meet me in person. And I'm not sure that happens for all interviews. They were like, the CEO really wants to see me. So I said, no problem, that I would be available. And the man saw me, and the lady wanted to bring my resume, and he was like, no, he doesn't need that he just wants to speak to me. Then he spoke to me, and that happened November 26th. And towards December, I just kept on praying because they gave me some assignments to do, and I did it, but they hadn't replied to me. And God always, I just always heard this voice in my head that, God, where I cannot speak, let your favor speak for me. I need you to speak for me. And I am happy to say that when it was January 5th, I got my email saying that Rachel resumed for work, and God was wonderful. And it has just been favor upon favor, mercy upon mercy. And now my parents, they listen to Koinonia. I'm sure that they will be seeing me now. Hi, Mom, even though they're Nigeria. And God has just been really faithful. And I told God that if He can do this for me, I would like to come on here and say it. And this is me saying I fulfilled my part of the deal. Thank you.
Can we join Rachel in celebrating the Lord?